Honorable President of this Assembly, Honorable Speakers, Parliamentarians, distinguished delegates, a very good afternoon. It is my honor to address this Assembly to speak on the theme, Building Bridges for Peace and Understanding, and the role of parliamentary diplomacy in achieving it. The late Honorable Kofi Annan stated that reform is a process and not an event. I believe that as parliamentarians and representatives of people, we are at the heart of this process and carry a profound responsibility. Today, our world is increasingly becoming interconnected and the challenges we face are complex. We, the Maldives, are not immune to these global challenges. Madam President, the terrorist attack on my predecessor, President Mohamed Nasheed, reflects the extent of radicalization and violent extremism in our society. Advances in technology makes it easier for such individuals to cause irreversible harm. Violent extremism is on the rise in the Maldives, and our institutions are working to better understand these complex issues and complete the legislative framework to combat terrorism. Over the years, we have strengthened our institutional setup to address radicalization. We have also established relationships with like-minded partners to establish de-radicalization programs in the Maldives. The amendments to the Maldives Anti-Terrorism Act to incorporate early intervention strategies to prevent terrorism and the establishment of National Reintegration Center for rehabilitating returning foreign terrorist fighters and radicalized individuals, I believe, are good first steps on a long road ahead. Madam President, we are also affected by drug trafficking. The drug epidemic and related crime have plagued Maldives for decades. We, like many other countries represented in this Assembly, lack the resources to combat drug trafficking alone. While drug networks around the world operate collaboratively, we still lack effective global collaboration to combat drug trafficking, both in terms of policy reforms and operational cooperation. Madam President, for us, peace also means climate security. As a small island nation, our contribution to climate change is negligible, but we are disproportionately affected by climate change. We are a nation over 500,000 people. Losing our home is not an option. We do not want to be climate refugees. We have a culture, we have a language, we have an identity. We won't remain in the beautiful Maldives forever. Madam President, effective parliamentary work requires equal representation. Gender disparity in Maldives Majlis is a concern. Only 5% of parliamentarians are women, despite 49% of our population being female. I believe in the significance of promoting and ensuring equal representation within political parties. It is imperative that we take proactive steps in this direction. I must note that 3 weeks back, a bill has been submitted to our parliament aiming to reserve 33% of the House for female members. This proposed bill mirrors the successful endeavors we have undertaken at the local council level, with 33% of local council seats reserved for women. It is a critical step towards fostering inclusivity and gender equality in our legislature. Madam President, we are also increasing citizen engagement through programs like Practice Parliament for Women and Practice Parliament for Youth. We have also concluded a workshop in partnership with UNDP for female candidates in the upcoming parliamentary elections. Madam President, as we are gathered here, let us not forget even for a minute the struggles of Palestinian people. I urge for an immediate and permanent ceasefire in Palestine. Conflicts like this have far-reaching consequences. Armed conflicts such as this are not just an injustice and inhuman to those directly involved, but will have ripple effect affecting peace around the world. Madam President, be it climate change, gender disparities, terrorism or regional conflicts, the solutions lie in collective action and cooperation. Parliamentary diplomacy provides a framework through which we can address these challenges transcending political agendas for greater good. Tolerance towards others is at the root of peace and understanding. As direct representatives of our constituents, we must be the platform for discord and conversations that create tolerance and understanding. We as parliamentarians are the voices of our people, and we must ensure that the voices we echo are not those of hate and intolerance, but rather peace and harmony. Madam President, in the vast tapestry of parliamentary bodies, every legislature or parliamentarian holds a treasury of insights, experiences, and viewpoints waiting to be shared. Recognizing this inherent richness, the People's Majlis has taken steps to cultivate collaborative ties through the establishment of parliamentary friendship groups spanning over 20 legislatures and prioritizing organizations such as IPU and CPA. Madam President, building bridges for peace requires not only an open exchange of ideas, but also commitment to respect the unique perspectives and experiences of each nation. It is a collaborative effort that goes beyond political affiliations, emphasizing the common humanity that binds us together. Let us seize this opportunity to create understanding, overcome differences, and build a world where peace prevails. Together we can construct bridges that stand the test of time, creating a legacy of harmony for generations to come. Thank you very much.
Your time is up.